Welcome back to the vlog. Busy all day today. Just met with my clients there now after sessions. We did a few consultations, and Robbie's taking the ladies behind me on what's called a bitch week, where we basically have a high volume, high intensity week where we do these weeks, as I said before, to push past mental boundaries more than anything, so you can get a bit more in training. And it's the way weeks fall for people in their work as well. We find that if you were to consistently try and just go up and up and up slower every week, if people miss days and sessions, then it's kind of a bit of a bummer for them. So we like to do like intensity waves, so it's waving up for 3 weeks at a time, pull back, wave, pull back, wave, pull back. So get my remainder of my tattoo finished off today, but first we're trying to get done. Didn't bother filming any shoots that workout because basically I was getting like a baseline of volume in to make sure I'm recovered for a hurling match on Sunday, and also that's kind of the main reason really, not to overdo it. It's now Thursday. I'm going to be resting tomorrow, which is a Friday, resting Saturday. I'll be getting mobility work done for those days, and then we have a game quarter final on Sunday. And from here, physio again tonight on my groin, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep, enough food, and just relax. Next week then, depending on how hurling falls, I'm going to really ramp up my volume then from there, and the week after that then we'll pull back a small bit and we'll start upping it again, simply because I know the way the hurling's going to fall roughly after that. So that's basically it. I'm off to get the next installment of my tattoo done, finish off my shoulder, and we'll see what we get up to after that. Got myself a smaller variation of the litre bottles, 1.9 litres for this one. Vanilla protein, zinc and magnesium for health, performance and sleep. Just back from a 4-hour stint again, top of the arm. I am seriously tender with this one, but tattoo installment number 4 done. Another step forward for my sleeve. But basically now is a bit of more boring work that's unvloggable in a sense. I am finishing off another blog, part 3 of my latest nutritional series, where I'm getting a bit more grittier with calories, protein amounts, carb amounts, stuff like that. And then I have a physio visit in the next half an hour to get my groin right for the game on Sunday, and that's basically it. I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about with principles of training and weekly volume, because I get a lot of questions off lads in Snapchat in relation to Dave, how many days should I do such and such. So I think this is where this vlog is going to go. But right now let's get into the blog. When you open the bag of protein, and the scoop is right at the top. Getting some food ready. I've had cooked the last 2 days, some veg, cooked chicken and 2 boiled eggs. So I'm going to have this now, dinner for later on, and some food prepping up for tomorrow as well. So I'm trying out these new egg yolks I found in Lidl the last day. Basically I have more egg on egg in this one. So I have 2 hard-boiled eggs, 100 grams of chicken, some mixed veg which I had already some prepped. And now it's back to blog. Just a random side note. Oh shit, I'm having a Coke Zero, I'm gonna die, am I? But just a random side note, I'm just going through some emails here because I realised I forgot that I hadn't gone through them today with getting this tattoo done. But just as a side note, I launched my Alpha 6 program, for a 6-week online program for lads there 2 weeks back. It's closed since last Sunday, and I'm just kind of getting through now the last starting emails with lads, getting their measurements sent on, their starting goals, and just making sure they have everything ready for the program ahead. Because we start from the foundations up, like we start with the mindset stuff first, training, nutrition, mobility, like everything. So the lads are taking a lot of information on board. But what I'm looking at in front of me is just a typical example of the sheer work and determination that I get from the lads that do this. They've obviously followed me for a while because they know that I don't want to say bought into this stuff, but they believe in setting a proper goal for yourself. And I'm not talking saying I want to lose X amount of pounds. I'm talking, yeah, maybe writing that down, but then writing down a big strong reason behind why you want to lose those pounds, let's say, and then actually mapping out a plan in terms of a bigger picture, more focused plan, so it could be 6 weeks in this example for the online program, and then from there, week by week, what needs to be done every single week. And if you take this document, for example, I'm not going to show it to you like in detail, but if you take this one here, you can see the whole page is full of notes, absolutely full. Excuse the apartment, it's in shit after the engagement party as well. But that is what is the difference between people that get places and people that don't. And it's something that we're really working hard on here in Kilcolgan as well for our members, is that we're not looking at introducing more fancy stuff or nutritional stuff or anything like that. We're looking at, number one, teaching principles for life with nutrition. Obviously they're doing the training as well with the coaches every single day, but we're trying to get more knowledge behind that as we progress onwards as well, obviously. But with the nutrition, you're learning principles. With the principles comes, what am I looking to say here? Obviously the goal setting, to be bothered to change your principles in the first place, because if you don't, you're not going to get the end result. The people that set the goals properly and do it week in, week out, reassess every 90-day block, which we're going to do in the gym in 2 weeks as well with our members, that reassess every 90 days and just get laser focused, because we find that from weeks 8 to 12 people start to fall off the radar a bit if they're not focused on it. And they become laser focused every 90 days. They set the goals, they look over them daily. The days come when you're tired and you couldn't be arsed, you re-go over your goals again. And Kate was even telling me as well, with her on that program, one of our ladies sent her a message last night telling her how she came home from a 12-hour shift, she was wrecked tired, could not be bothered to go to the gym, but she sat down when she got home, she took out her goal sheet and just had a look at what she wanted and why she wanted it, and straight away it fired her up and motivated her to get to the gym, and she got a brilliant session done after all. Like, that is a difference, and that is why I'm so big in it, because it gives you a driving purpose every day, and I will hound people to death if needs be before they start doing them. But I just wanted to put that out there, because one of the lads in this case, I know he's going to go far with the level of detail he's put it in, and he hasn't even started the workouts yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, time to go to physio. So we're back in headquarters, essentials, water, eye opener coffee, unreal. Vlog just complete and put live. And as well, I've just bought a car. Got rid of the shitty Focus, thanks be to God. But this vlog is the fat loss and nutrition one, part 3, that I've been putting a lot of work into lately, because I get so much stuff that are just, they're stupid questions in my head, because obviously I do this stuff daily, but people are so fixated on the small things when it comes to nutrition. I wanted to start off my new Doc Fitness Online website with a database of nutritional principles that I can always relate back to my future blogs, because I found that that is missing out there. There is a couple of guys I know that have brilliant websites and whatnot, but they're a bit more advanced for the everyday person. So obviously my goal is to get this across to lads that just want to get strong in the gym, tone up, get fitter, get healthier, get a bit more confident. Like that's what it's about. So with these blogs, there's a 3-part series in it where I dive into very, very detailed stuff: calories, macronutrients, proteins, carbs, fats, in part 3, and that has literally just gone live as we speak. So you can see here I do everything in, like, break up the headings so you can kind of follow a flow with it. Very, very easy graphs you can come back to and understand like what I mean by certain things, that because sometimes stuff is very, very hard to get through if you don't know what I'm trying to talk about. And I've felt guilty that in the past of saying something and thinking people understand it. So everything's kind of summed up with a graph at the end of each part for this one, so you can kind of focus. You can take this away a bit easier for you. I talk about if you're a carbier based person too, or a fattier, you like fattier foods a bit more. So that's live. Today I wasn't going to train because we have our championship game in 2 days time. It's now Friday, but I'm going to get a sneaky arm session in. I'm feeling nice and recovered. Physio went well last night. My groin is a bit tender, so mobility work, arm work in that didn't get done yesterday because I cut that short to get this tattoo done, and then it's rest and recovery tomorrow, mobility work, get a nice plenty of sleep, and play the game Sunday. The main purpose I'm getting across with this vlog is your weekly training volume, okay? This was something that I used to get bogged down on a lot when I was first starting out. I was starting to be consistent in the gym. I was starting to slowly but surely get stronger, even though I was doing things completely backwards and arseways. But I used to beat myself up big time if I missed a session. I would miss a session, beat myself up, and then that would continue into the next day and the next day and the next day, and then bang, you're a week out of track already. And we see it happen with people daily as well, especially here in the gym. Like, even though we're trying to give members a call, get their arse back into gear again, it's hard when you get stuck in a rut. But what I'm talking about sessions is, let's just say I have a hurling game Sunday. We have a light training session now in half an hour as well. But basically, the reason why I haven't trained properly yesterday, today and tomorrow is recovery for that game. And the fact, obviously, I'm carrying a groin injury too. So yesterday I did 4 sets of some pushing and pulling movements of my standard program, I would say. I said already that I'm going to leave room, whereas next week we're going to really ramp up volume. I left out some more pushing and pulling and direct arm work from yesterday's session. So today, because I'm feeling great, I said, why not put in a small bit of arm work based on the stuff I missed from yesterday's session. So it doesn't mean I was going to go in and do an hour session on arms or anything like that, but there's absolutely no need. I did 4 total sets, working directly in the bicep in 2 different moves, and the triceps as well for some mass generated moves, and then some more like particular moves for isolating the tricep a bit more in different areas. So technically I've broken up yesterday's session into yesterday, a bit of yesterday and a bit today. It's the same when it comes to your own training. Like, if somebody has a busy job, right, and we know that they should get 3 sessions, let's say 3 45 to 60 minute sessions in a week. It's very, very broad term because it depends what you're doing in that session. But let's just say each of those sessions, like we structured at Doc Fitness, for example, we have our lower focus day, we have our upper focus day, and then we've kind of like our full body focus day. Generally they're all full body, but there's more of a focus in certain ones. But if you structure like that, let's just say if you missed half a Monday, you can put that half a Monday in half a Tuesday and carry on as normal from there. You can break up 3 workouts a week into 4 smaller workouts. If you're somebody who's just flat out throughout the week, and yes, it's not ideal, but if you can break up 3 to 4 workouts and put them to 2, yes, your volume in a session is going to be very, very high. You might be in the gym for an hour and a half, you're working properly, but again, it's getting it to suit you, and you're not beating yourself up the fact you missed a session. If you miss a session, you can do it the fucking day after. It's not rocket science. Like, it's the same with your nutrition. Nutritional principles, people ask you about a singular meal in isolation. Dave, is this okay? Is this healthy food to eat? And 90% of the time it is healthy, but they lose sight of the fact where it's going to matter at the end of the day. What was their calorie intake like? What was their proteins, carbs, fats at? And what was their main goal? Are you dropping body fat? Are you building mass? The 2 main goals, if you like. So when I get a message saying, is this meal okay? It's very, very hard to answer that when you have no context behind it. And it's the same with training. Is this amount of time enough to spend in the gym? Yes, you can spend in the gym for an hour, but what you get done in that hour is what matters. You could be doing sweet fuck all in that hour for all I know. You could spend 2 hours in the gym, like people like to boast and promote out there. But again, the fact, when you break actually down what they're doing, they're probably doing 45 minutes of work. So you can break up your weekly volume just as you would do your nutrition. It's what counts the end of a week for what stages you're at. And especially, like, a lot of the people that are going to be looking at this video are you're 90% sure you're probably in a beginner stage. 3 workouts a week, would say 3 weight sessions a week, if you like. Focusing on full body, making sure you're getting squatting, pushing movements, pulling movements, hinge movements, core movements, single leg movements in there. You can progress for a long time like that. You add weight each week. You could probably add weight each session for a while as well, like putting 2.5 to 5 kilos in your squat every time you're back in the gym weekly, I would say. Easily do that. But then you're going to get to a stage where you're not getting the same benefit from that. So, like, volume has to increase. And if you don't know how to progress that from there, you're not going to keep making progress. So likewise, if you miss a session, you can put it on to the next day. Do not get in this mindset that where if you miss a session that the whole week is gone. Again, weekly volume. Remember that principle with training as well. It comes back to your weekly volume of training. Once you know the principles, you can tweak them to suit you, and then from there it's going to matter what's optimal for you and your lifestyle. But that's basically that. I don't even know if you took anything from that, but we'll see. Now I'm actually doing Kate's programming block. I'm going coaching her privately online, just like I coach my online lads, 1-to-1. because she's been begging me to do it, because but she wants more accountability for herself. And even though we train here in the gym and everything else, she wants that more one-to-one aspect. So even though we're engaged, I'm treating her as a client, so it's nice, and she's taking it seriously so far. So it's good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 16 weeks for Kate, because she's going to finish this out with a photo shoot, so we'll see how she is. It's my first actual lady being coached online too. I only take online lads for coaching, so this will be interesting as well. So I'm getting her private tracking sheets ready, doing some weight graphs for her, getting her info down on paper. But now we have our hurling session as a roundup for the game. Focus on Sunday. Feeling ready, feeling prepped, feeling fresh, which is brilliant. My groin is very, very good after the physio last night, so I'm delighted with that. I couldn't be happier, to be honest. It's a big improvement. Still not 100%, but we're getting there. So, but I'm rambling again. I'm going to leave that vlog here. I don't think I have any more value to give in it anyway. There's a lot of information there to take away if you want. I kind of got a bit lost when I was talking about the weekly volume thing, but I just want to get across with the point where if you miss a session, don't not beat yourself up about it. You can simply get done the day after, or you can break your sessions up more to suit you. And that's basically the purpose of that. Have a great day. Chat to you soon. Don't be a dick.